Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Real Legend of Gaming, where we do reviews and guides for your favorite games. Now, this week, folks, we are bringing to you Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to explain the race guide, right? We're going to talk about all the races that you can use to choose your customized character for the game. We're going to show you some gameplay, explain some of the battle mechanics, and basically do a review and first impressions for you guys. If you enjoy Dragon Ball Z content, Super Heroes, all that good stuff, then definitely slap that like button and subscribe for more content going forward. Alright, so let's get into this video. This guide is for everybody. It's going to be for new players, new fans to Dragon Ball, fans that have come along with the journey of Dragon Ball Super, and for those of you that love Dragon Ball period. Alright, so what is Super Dragon Ball Heroes? Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission is the latest Dragon Ball experience for the Nintendo Switch and PC. It is a strategic card battle game featuring characters from across the entire Dragon Ball series, and you get to collect cards, build decks as you play through an all-new Dragon Ball story. This game features 1,000 cards. It's a deep card battle gameplay featuring 350 characters from the Dragon Ball franchise. It includes characters from Dragon Ball Super, Xenoverse 2, and Dragon Ball GT. In addition to that, it has an epic journey which you embark and interact with the Dragon Ball world and its characters through an arcade game. So that is Super Dragon Ball Heroes, folks. So now let's get into the rest of this video. So after the first opening scene, you get the option of choosing your race. There are 8 options that you can choose, and believe me, folks, they are familiar choices. So the first option that you can check out is called Android. The Android is very, very good at combining attacks with different allies. You can really set up some awesome combos, and to be honest with you, it is a good choice to have on your team eventually. Then you also have the Namekian, right? Then you got your Namekian. The Namekian is very good at healing, and eventually you can merge it with Piccolo, creating a super crazy fusion. So you basically will have double your strength, and it's going to make a really cool character to have on your team to support everyone. Then you have the Frieza race, right? Which is very strong offensively, and Frieza's stats grow at an incredible rate as well, so it's very good to level up, and overall Frieza is a very strong unit. Then you have the Saiyan females, right? The Saiyan females in the beginning have a slow progression system, but they eventually become very, very strong. Then you have your Majins. Your Majins have the highest HP in the game. They are your tanks, and they also have abilities to debuff enemies. Then you got your Supreme Kai, which overall has the greatest stat growth in the game. They can also freeze time, and they can also neutralize enemy attacks, which is great. You're going to need someone like that on your team to be able to help protect everyone in general. Then you have a class that's pretty interesting. It's your Dark Demon God. The Dark Demon God is able to drain enemy HP, and yes, it has a higher learning curve. It is a difficult character at first, but my goodness, if you can master it and learn the art of becoming the Dark Demon God, then it is a very, very powerful card to have. And, you know, very powerful race. Then you got the starting class, right? I think almost everyone is probably going to go with this class here. That's the Saiyan male. It's overall the most balanced unit in the game. And again, I think everyone's going to go with this. If you're doing like a first playthrough, it makes sense. And there is an option later on in the game to change your class, which, you know, once I get to that point in the game, I'll be able to explain it to you guys more thoroughly. But I can confirm that there is an option to change your class later in the story. My initial reaction was to go Namekian, right? The fact that you can fuse with Piccolo later on in the game, and you can heal, that's so important in the game, man. Healers are so important in RPG games. Forget about it. Piccolo's the man, right? I think Piccolo's so underrated, but that's another video. But then I was also intrigued by Frieza, because the Frieza race is very strong, and they have the fastest stat growths in the game. So you can really level up fast and build your character up, really have like a super strong player on your team to get the job done while everyone else supports and fills in the gaps. But I'm so traditional, such a Dragon Ball fanboy, that I had to go with the Saiyan, right? Just for my first experience with the game. But I'll be real with you, I'm probably going to switch it later on, folks. But for this gameplay, because we're going to do gameplay for this game a lot, we're going to go with Saiyan. So now, let's get into some actual Super Dragon Ball Heroes World missions. Alright, so now that you've decided what your race will be, you get to name your character, and this character you actually will be able to use on the battlefield later on in the game once you unlock something called the Hero Switch. Now, my overall impressions with the game so far, jumping into my first battle, it reminded me a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Even to a certain extent, Magic. But the combat system is very different, but it's also very easy to understand. You're essentially going to have your units lined up. You're going to move them up when you need them to attack. When they take too much damage or use too much stamina, then you're going to put them back on the bottom and have them replenished so that they can go into the fight, later on. As far as the fighting, it's easy, right? As soon as you get into interaction, it's all about tapping A to stop the meter within a certain bar in order to essentially execute the perfect attack. And again, you're doing it and your opponent's doing it. So whoever gets the higher rating will get the higher damage done on the attack, which will deplete against your overall HP. So for those of you that played Yu-Gi-Oh, you definitely understand what that means. All right, so jumping into this game, I didn't really see a lot of gameplay beforehand. Kind of didn't have idea what to expect, right? I knew that it was a card game, but I had no clue what the combat system was like. So when I played my first mission, I thought it was really interesting. I love the fact that you get to line up your team, you move back and forth to decide who's going to attack on the front line, who's going to sit back and replenish the stamina. And as far as like the actual interactions when fighting, I thought it was pretty cool too. It's very simple. You gauge your meter, you press A when you want to get your meter at the furthest point in order to get a perfect attack. Same thing for your opponent. So whoever has the meter go the furthest and lands in a perfect spot, you're going to do pretty good. And you're going to do more damage to your opponent and deal more damage against their overall HP. And to me, folks, that's very simple and easy to understand. So for those of you that might be intimidated by the fact that it is a card game, please don't, because it is an easy game to play. As far as understanding the card attributes, I thought that was very straightforward as well. You have your HP number, your attack number. It also tells you what the special abilities are, and it also tells you what heroes you should pair these cards with and who they're compatible with, and it also explains the special abilities. Now, that type of stuff I'll explain in a later video because I want to explain how to build decks and everything for you guys, and I want to start messing around with some decks myself because this game does have an online mode where you get to battle against other people. And that's in addition to the arcade mode, which is full of many missions for its own storyline. So if you want a game jam-packed with modes, this has 2 modes that are going to be very, very, time-consuming, but in a great way, right? It's going to be a lot of fun. You get to learn from other players when you play in online mode. You get to grind and earn tickets to unlock different packs for your cards. And just like the mobile games, right? You'll get your gacha tickets and unlock, different possibilities to add to your team. But what I like about this game is that it's not going to cost you anything extra, right? You're going to play the game, you're going to earn tickets, and you're going to unlock everything without having to do any in-app purchases. So that's so attractive to me because as you guys, if you've been following my channel, I've been playing Clash Royale for a long time. Game is costly after a while. But, that's what this game brings and delivers to you guys. So what I'll do is, since we kind of explained already what race are available to choose from, we explained what type of role you'll play in the game at some point, we explained the combat system, we explained the card pack system to a certain degree, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay so you can enjoy and see it for yourself, all right? So thanks for the support. Thanks for clicking on this video to check my first impressions of Super Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission. And again, I want to make more videos of this on the channel, so definitely hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. All right, so appreciate support, folks. Peace.
よし、作戦決定。いいぞ、敵の戦闘力を上回った。君が先行だ。君のチームの攻撃だ。ボタンを押せ。パーフェクトだ。君の勝ちだ。連携効果で戦闘力が上がったぞ。いい攻撃だ。ビッグバンアタック！ KO！ 素晴らしい戦いだったぞ。